Boys and girls, Bunjamin Bok Choi. We're back in F123, continuing our Chasing Esports series, where we see how close we can get to the esports drivers if we could manage to finish a single time trial lap, hitting every corner to the best of our ability. Now, I go into a little bit more detail on what we're doing in the Saudi Arabia episode 1, so if you missed that, go back and take a look. And we also head up Brazil in episode 2, where we managed to set a new personal best. We did manage to set a personal best here at Japan as well. I originally intended to do about 20 or 25 laps just to get enough data to pick from, but since we managed to set a new personal best on lap number 14 and we managed to improve quite a bit at most of the corners, I figured 14 corners was enough. Now, most tracks, or actually all tracks, are divided up into 3 sectors, but some sectors contain so many corners that if you screw up one corner and you greatly improve at most of the other corners, it screws up your sector. So I decided to do it this way. We split this up into 10 mini sectors, including the start-finish straight. So let's just get to it here. Mini sector number 1, the start-finish straight. Only 2 improvements here in lap number 4. We improved a little over 100th at 0.011. So the final chicane was just a little difficult for me to improve the start-finish straight. Mini sector number 2, the first right-hander, lap 11, 0.061. So pretty decent improvement there. On lap number 7, we improve a little bit more to 0.064. So we can save a bit of time here if we ever manage to hook up a decent lap. Mini sector number 3, the right-hander here to the right-hander in the next section, lap number 14, 0.035. And on lap number 10, a big improvement, over a 10th, 0.111. So pretty good improvement here. We had to divide the Suzuka S's up into 2 or 3 little mini sectors. Mini sector number 4, lap 14, 0.035 up to the Degner curves. Again, this was another one of the spots that was a little bit difficult for me to improve. I believe we only improved about half the laps that we did on lap number 8, almost 600ths of a second at 0.059. So again, another good chunk of time that we could save if we managed to hook up a decent lap. Now, mini sector number 5, very short. First Degner to second Degner, lap 9, only 0.061. But again, another place that we can actually improve. On lap number 5, we moved that up to 700ths at 0.070. Mini sector number 6, just the final Degner to the hairpin, lap number 7, we managed to improve by 0.064. So I think this was one of the more difficult spots. We only improved twice, and on lap number 6, we improved by 0.067. So only 3 thousandths more than lap number 7. This is probably the hardest section of track for me. Lap number 4 only improved by 0.007. I don't know what it is, but the hairpin was just really, really impossible to improve. Again, only 2 improvements, and they were like 8 laps apart. On lap number 7, 0.026. Yeah, 0.026, only about a quarter of a tenth. So very difficult. Either that or we just set a pretty decent hairpin on our original personal best, and it's just difficult to improve on. Mini sector number 8, the first of the spoon curve, the first left-hander, lap number 1 improved by 0.085, and on lap number 2 by 0.090. Now we did improve here on almost every single lap, but we just had decent luck on the first 2 laps. And then mini sector number 9, the second of the spoon left-handers to the final chicane, and then the final chicane just could not improve, so we're just going to go with 0.000. We're going to default to our original personal best. Now, if you count that all up, we managed to save just a little under half a second at 0.487 seconds, which would put our theoretical best at a 126.560. Now, it was a little confusing here at Suzuka as Thomas Gall. I mean, Thomas Ronhar is there in 27th, but I don't know if that's the real Thomas Ronhar or not. Thomas Gall is the first reliable guy that I saw in the time trial leaderboards here, and I think everybody else above him is cheating. If you look at all the guys above him, they're using assists, and even some of the guys below him. And then the esports guys were down in like 35th, 40th, 45th, and 50th. So I think most of the guys are cheating ahead of the esports guys. Now that does put us at about a second behind the esports drivers, which isn't too bad actually. I think I average about 1.5 seconds or so behind the esports drivers at a majority of the track. So an improvement of half a second would help us quite a bit in our lap times in the races. So if we go ahead and then compare our time to, or our optimized time to the entire world across all consoles, it would put us 2776 right behind Slime King, and would move us to the top 1.1%. Currently, with our current personal best, we're sitting in the top 4%, but that would move us about 3% higher if we manage to hook up every single corner. So not too bad of an improvement, and then we'd be in the top 3,000 in the world. But I don't know, Suzuka is just so hard to hook up an entire lap without messing up. Now, if we compare it to the Steam players, only about 60,000 Steam players there. It would put us 1,057, right above Kyle Sullivan there with a 126.561. And we're currently in the top 5% with our current personal best, but it would move us to top 1.8. So not too bad. And then we're going to leave you off here with our new personal best. I don't know what it is at Suzuka. Maybe it's just a confidence thing in the final sector. I get to spoon with a pretty decent improvement on my personal lap, and then I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just because I know it's the end of the lap. I always end up screwing up there. As you can see through the first sector here, we're over a tenth, about a tenth and a quarter improvement. And if we could hit our theoretical best corners, it would actually be quite a big improvement towards the end of the lap there. Almost 2/10 going into the hairpin, just about, actually, yeah, about, we do hit 2/10 through the corner there, but we get a pretty poor exit, and then we start losing time. And then that's generally about it. That's about as far as I can get through Suzuka without messing up. Now, we actually have a pretty decent spoon here, entering at about 0.12 seconds and then exiting at about the same time. I don't know, maybe we just had the line wrong down this straight here, but we start losing time, and then we start gaining time towards the chicane, and then we just lose it through the chicane. So, yeah, we've got quite a bit of work to do. Suzuka's one of the ranked online races this week, and it's the current real-life Grand Prix, so maybe this is the perfect time to improve. But if you enjoyed that, feel free to leave a like, comment, or subscribe, guys. Stay tuned for more. Remember to eat your bok choy. I'll see you all in the next one.